Welcome to the therapdrugspod.
Yo, yo. The Research and Psychedelic Show. Yeah. Welcome back for another episode. Thanks for, being part of the cartel. But me and Todd realized we're not doing enough on the psychedelic drugs, so we're trying to bring some of that stuff back more. But it's just hard when all this other crazy research, intelligence stuff is going down.
Yeah.
Well, we're trying to cover old psychedelic-based intelligence stuff.
Yeah. I was just trying to look into a little bit of LSD research, and all of a sudden I uncovered an entire government conspiracy, I feel like.
Yeah, exactly. It's not on purpose. It's unfortunately the conspiracies are unrolling in front of our eyes, so we can't avoid it. But
yeah, what do you do?
Yeah, what do you do? But yeah, if you're like Joe Rogan and don't read or can't read or something, our podcast is right for you. That's our new motto. But no, I'm teasing. I'm kidding. I fucking love Joe Rogan. I know we've rolled out some clips where we're talking about Joe Rogan, and maybe you don't know if we like him or hate him, but I watch every episode. From the start to the end, usually on YouTube. Usually I don't actually look at the screen because I'm working, but I'll have it going. I'll be listening in and out. Some episodes I rewatch and got to watch. I just think I should be able to share my thoughts on it, and I don't have to agree with him because he says that. Be an open-minded smart. So I like hearing what that view thinks. I also like listening to the other side, but I really respect Joe. I know he's disciplined. He's way smarter cat than me. And yeah, I don't read much, if at all, anymore either. So can't really even knock it.
Yeah.
But at least I know how to read. I don't know if he does.
I'm pretty sure he knows how to read. I like the guy. I'm a big fan of Joe. I like how
I've seen him read on his podcast all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah. What were you saying about Joe?
Just how much I've seen him change since I started watching him to where he is today.
True.
Like, I've been seeing a lot of people pointing out how, like, he used to, do you know Dave Rubin?
Yeah.
He used to have Dave Rubin on a lot.
Yeah.
And back when he first tried to get his start, and then the more, Joe Rogan had him on like 3 times. And it seemed like the more he talked to him, and the more he supported like Candace Owens. And like, they got into this one argument over like permits. And how like Dave Rubin was like, there shouldn't, or not permits, I don't know, building restrictions. What do you call those? Is that?
Yeah. That's
whatever that is.
Permits and different stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Dave Rubin was just like saying you shouldn't have any restrictions at all. Like it should be free market regulates like building restrictions. You know what I mean? Like that kind of crazy libertarian view.
Well,
and Joe Rogan's like, my dad was an architect. Like I know this stuff, like been personally dealing with this stuff. This I know construction guys will cut any corner there is. Right?
Yeah, exactly. Even Peter Schiff, like, kind of went too far. Like, nothing wrong with being libertarian, but when you're in Puerto Rico saying, like, oh, nobody needs to pay taxes, like, you're an idiot. Like, remember when there was a hurricane there and they needed all that relief? Like, who do you think paid for it? Just you? Like,
yeah, he's a dumbass. He said multiple times that
I do agree government's
that
obsolete.
They're not a state and that they should stay not a state.
Yeah, he seems so high on blow. That's why he was drinking clear liquor.
My favorite video is when he went and he got a microphone and an amp and started yelling at the Occupy Wall Street people.
Yeah,
it was like, you guys are all dummies.
Yeah, exactly. I can't believe how much he cut off Joe Rogan. Like, I wanted to turn that pod off every 15 minutes, but at the same time, like, I couldn't stop listening to this guy spit garbage because I was like, oh man, is Joe going to school him? And he did a few times, but at the same time, it was like, he just had no facts behind his argument.
Yeah.
Like, he's not wrong on some accounts, but it's like those conspiracy theorists, like, you can't have a seed of truth in a field of bullshit. Like, it's gonna grow a tree, yeah, but
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that's only gonna be one tree. You need a lot of seeds of truth to have a forest.
So true, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah,
But
it's interesting because Dave, he used to be a lot more supportive of these kind of guys, and then now he's more so like he won't even let Dave Rubin on anymore. Dave
yeah,
Rubin was talking about
smarter.
he wrote a book, and he was like, "I've contacted Joe's people, and they won't even answer me back and shit."
Yeah, that's good. That's good. There's nothing wrong with like Alex Jones, who's like an entertainer. Like,
Yeah,
that would be like saying like, oh, Lil Wayne promotes gang violence. He's worse than like the biggest gang leader in Chicago or LA. Like, what? Like, no, this
yeah,
guy's entertainment. Like, he's
yeah,
not he's not going out and telling people to shoot up Sandy Hook. He's not saying it didn't. He is saying it didn't happen, but like that's because he's ranting, like trying to be
yeah.
hilarious and just saying whatever you heard people say behind the scenes. Like,
He just
got no
wanted to be the
filter.
first person to say it.
Yeah, exactly.
That was the
But
thing, and then now he says he doesn't say
yeah,
it,
exactly.
which
But
is
like
so funny.
at the same
But
time, yeah, like these people do need to be disciplined and put in a corner, timeouts. I understand
yeah,
the cutting off the ads, maybe suspend them from YouTube for 14 days. Alex Jones radio's back. I'm not turning it on. I'm trying to stay away from the info wars because tinfoil hats even become too much for me sometimes. Sam Tripoli's show,
yeah,
but yeah, Joe Rogan's been so awesome. Like, I can't say enough about how much I love his show, how much I love anytime they get into psychedelics, even when they don't and just take psychedelics with like Post Malone and do a 4-hour show. Like, that was a dope ass episode. Even just shooting the shit, like it's just so good to watch. It's hard not to enjoy a good conversation, even if you're not part of it.
yeah.
But yeah, all respect to Joe. Nothing but love. Just want to chat about it and have some questions. That's the only thing. Why isn't RuPaul going on there? Is it the guests who don't want to go, or is it like Dave Rubin kind of thing, where it's like we just don't answer them because we've got our own
Yeah.
people that we
Well,
know what they're gonna say and trust them.
you also got to just think like I don't know, Joe's getting all kinds of people asking him to go on his show all the time. That's all
Yeah.
you hear. All his friends are getting harassed to go on their shows just so they could ask to go on Joe's show.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
it's just
But yeah,
ridiculous.
yeah, exactly. It is
So
ridiculous.
how is he supposed to decide? And he's also running a business. You know, he's trying to be the most appealing, and he's probably a dumbass that's got it in his head that there's those kinds of people wouldn't be super widening his audience. Maybe,
Yeah, because that's
you know what I mean?
exactly. That's the other thing. Maybe he doesn't want to seem like a sellout and like he's switching up to get more of an audience.
Yeah, or maybe he's got some crazy thing planned. Maybe he couldn't do it on YouTube, and now the Spotify deal is going to change it up.
True. But yeah, it would be dope. I just want to see a transgendered person on so I can say Joe Rogan's not a turf.
Yeah.
Trans
I don't know what a turf is.
exclusionary radical feminist.
I don't know what
Because
that
at this
means.
point, trans exclusionary radical feminist. So you
Okay.
you believe in science that female is a woman based on XY being male and XX being female, or whatever the hell the chromosomes is, and you don't
Yeah.
understand any misrepresentation in organs or chemical imbalance, hormone imbalance. So yeah, I don't want to get
I don't know
into
what
it.
any of that
I,
means.
I don't want to get
I
into it.
couldn't even follow that. That sounds
Basic,
real confusing. I hope.
basically, there's hermaphrodites in both chemical and genital, and no one wants to address that.
Oh, okay.
And at the same time,
Oh, I
some
guess that
people
makes
are like,
sense.
there's only two
That's easy.
genders,
That's a
which,
better way to explain it. I don't know what the
yeah,
hell you were saying other
I
time.
was saying more technical terms, but yeah, thank you for telling me to break it down.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's only two. Some people say there's only two genders. There's, you might be right saying there's only two sexes, I think. Or maybe it's the other way around. I don't know. One or the other.
Yeah, but I feel like all this is just silly. Like,
Yeah, it's
just,
not correct.
It's semantics.
It's exactly.
Who cares?
It's splitting hairs.
If you want to do, people can do what they want.
It's like
that's what it comes down to.
Yeah, caring that people don't want to be called he or her is just as bad as caring that people call you he or her. Like both sides are retarded. For lack of a better word, I'm sorry. Both sides are stupid. Sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can say that word or not. I haven't been diagnosed with anything. So I apologize.
I haven't been diagnosed.
But yeah, I wanted to get into the recent news, your Sunday's finest.
Yeah, man.
So I want to start with
start off the good drug news.
Start with sports. Start with sports. Because just some more respect to Joe Rogan, because I grew up watching Fear Factor, and that kind of got me into the UFC when it came out, and also like my grandpa watching it, the OG, our grandpa watching the OG UFC stuff and having that shirt and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So last night there was a UFC fight night. I forget what the number was, but Brunson versus Shabazian. UFC Vegas 5, I think is what it was called. I turned it on at the end of the prelim card. Jonathan Martinez knocked out this Frankie Saenz like through a fucking knee, and then just boom, boom, boom. Like the guy was like dead.
Is that how it happened, Jay?
Basically.
You sound like a 3-year-old.
Basically. I should get the scores.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah. I should get the scores story up on it. Do I have that? Still, let's see. Oh, 75 million.
And then the other UFC player went,
that was basically him. But yeah, this crazy thing happened at the start of the main card. Trevin Giles he was about to do a bout versus Kevin Holland, and he fainted backstage. So they had to cancel his fight, which was some BS for him, unfortunately. So that was some kind of ridiculous stuff. Where's more of these score things? Sorry. I want to cover it properly, so I'm bringing up the true news as it happened.
Right on.
But yeah, what was the first fight after Kevin Holland and Giles? Bobby Green and Venata. So that one went the distance. That one was a pretty good slugfest. Bobby Green it was a good first round, kind of even. And then Bobby Green really stepped it up and just was hitting him with the punches, just like his fists turned into cement. He was backing up. He was throwing kicks. He was doing everything right, just playing good defense. Took him down a few times, but he couldn't stop the takedowns, which was insane. But yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. But yeah,
crazy.
That first fight, why I sounded like a child is because Martinez got UFC. I think he got a fight of the night or something. He was asking for it. So like,
oh, you were just so excited about it?
Yeah, and I just only turned it on. I only caught the third round, and it was like destroyed him. So I'm like, oh yeah. I don't think I missed anything earlier, but maybe I did. But yeah, the next fight, another black guy with a color as his last name, Randy Brown, versus Vincent Luke, but this time it went the other way. It was Randy Brown's like this big, tall, gangly looking guy like me, and he's got these long ass tiny toothpick legs, and Vincent was just like destroying the legs with kicks. So after you do that for a bit, the other guy loses all his power. So, because he has like, he's just weak. He can't do like the hip swings. He's like, it's like Jello. But yeah, so that was good. Good slugfest at the end. Ended up being a KO or TKO where Randy Brown was trying to like touch the floor. He was bent right over against the cage, and Luke like kept him. Like held his head almost up and just boom, kneed him and destroyed him, and then just threw a few more punches.
Holy shit.
It almost was, but if your hands aren't touching the ground, if you're just reaching, it is legal.
What?
So yeah,
You can hold their head though?
Yeah, you can
smash it off your leg?
He held him.
Wow.
He held him up from touching the ground because he was against the fence. He was trying to just dodge. It was just a dumb defense.
Yeah.
So he got caught hard. He got 2 punches. He couldn't even get up for a bit, and like the ref only raised Luque's hand, and Randy Brown was sitting in a stool in the corner or getting dragged off in a stretcher or some dumb shit. But that was really dope. That was a dope fight to watch too. And then the next fight, Joanne Calderwood versus Jennifer Maia, was pretty interesting. Joanne Calderwood ended up getting a takedown and was on top. Jennifer Maia started throwing some jiu-jitsu on her, black belt jiu-jitsu, really showed it. Ended up like getting her towards an armbar. Joanne Calderwood almost got out, putting the shin on the face, doing the right move. But Jennifer Maia, tough as nails, could beat the fucking shit out of me easily. He just fucking kept holding. Ended up getting the girl over to the other side and going hard, cranking the arm so hard. Calderwood tapped, and that was at the end of the first round. So like, just like last week, if you heard the pod, Weirdrum versus Gustafsson, this girl pulled off the same fucking shit, black belt jiu-jitsu style. So that was nuts. And then Brunson versus, but so good to see the woman fighting like on the same level as the men, if not better.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then here's another one. The interesting transition, Shabazian, he trained with Ronda Rousey growing up. Like as a little kid,
Okay.
he was training with Ronda Rousey.
With her, like under her, or like next to her?
With her, like sparring partner. Like
Okay.
he was 15 years old, beating up her. She was beating up him. You know, that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Because you probably can't get a guy to like agree to it, but you should be able to. I don't know. I'd fight girls if they asked me to. I feel honored.
Jason wants to beat up girls.
I don't want to beat them up. I'm going to get beat up. I just want to get better. Like
Jason likes to get beat by women. It's his sexual pleasure.
That's more it. That's more it. Exactly.
There we go. We're getting to the bottom of this.
You got it straight, Todd. But yeah, in the enough about that disgusting shit. In the final fight of the night, Brunson and Shabazian was really good. First round, kind of even, kind of balancing. Brunson maybe up a bit. Second round, Brunson was just going in on Buddy, just like before. Like he was just lining him up, boom, 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 boom. You know, little kid type shit again. This was another good one for fight of the night. Like,
yeah.
And then at the end of the round, he was on top of him doing some ground and pounds. Got up, looked like he could have rocked the guy, but they didn't call the fight. He threw this huge elbow, cut his thing wide open. Herb Dean had the doctor come out and everything.
Was he kneeing him in the kidney? That's always good.
Yeah, he was doing that earlier in the round. Kidney knees and foot stomps at the cage side, you know.
Yeah.
Smart moves, being smart. Cisco haircut. He had the blonde on the nice dark skin, you know, something I only wish I could do. I look more like the other guy who's getting beat up. You know, he was trying to keep his hair cool mid-fight. That's when I knew he was going to lose. He was just like, whew. I'm like, done.
Yeah, it's already over.
Yeah, but trying to keep the hair out of the eyes. But yeah.
He probably already sold his ass for a dive.
Hopefully. That would be smarter.
We all know the UFC is fake and not real like wrestling.
Yeah. Well, WWE did take over a while ago, but I don't want to get into conspiracy. But so he got knocked out basically.
Yeah.
Herb Dean brought in the ref at the end of the round because the round was over when he was getting knocked out. The ref said he's okay to go. Shabazian looked like he wasn't. Came out, got knocked the fuck out. TKO.
Yeah.
It was so good to see. Really good card. I got to hit the bathroom quick right now. So I'll be back. All right, we're back. Man, on Joe Rogan, they've started like cutting for going to the bathroom. Or maybe they've always done that when there's only been one guest, but it's not a live stream anymore.
Oh. True.
Sometimes people are like, "Oh, what's going on when this thing is cut?" Like you realize they're also talking before and after the pod.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the UFC card. It was pretty dope. I'm a big fan of Joe. I'm kind of sad he didn't comment. He wasn't a ringside commentator at this one, but then again, it was a fight night. He doesn't do that shit usually, and he didn't go to Fight Island. But the last,
Did you see
what?
the parody clip of Joe Rogan and Elon Musk as Rick and Morty?
No.
Oh man, you gotta watch it. It's so funny. Funniest
That's
video
good.
I've ever watched. If you
Nice.
haven't seen it, it's Joe Rogan's like a dumbass like Morty,
Yeah.
and Elon Musk is a total asshole version of himself, and bringing Joe along and getting him into
Nice.
trouble in space. So I won't ruin it for everybody.
Nice. That's so awesome. Yeah, I've got to watch it too. So thanks for not ruining it for me.
Yeah.
but yeah, the same thing. I wonder. Joe Rogan doesn't want to be associated with like Brendan Schaub or Brian Callen or
I
anyone
know.
else
I
anymore.
wonder.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I know the last fight night it was like Joey Diaz and Tony Hinchcliffe because those guys had coronavirus.
Yeah.
And Eddie Bravo was at Fight Island or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just kind of crazy because Joey didn't talk much during the fights. He liked watching them and breathing heavy. Same with Tony
Yeah.
Hinchcliffe. They both like are just into watching the fights, which I can't blame. Like I don't
Yeah.
want to talk much during either.
Yeah, it doesn't make for as good as entertainment though. I wonder if that segment's gonna keep doing as well without those guys.
No,
But he's
I
gonna
think
have
they'll
to do
be
something.
back. But what
You
do you
think so?
Yeah,
I don't
do you
know.
think this
After
Brian
hearing-
Callen news is real?
Yes,
You do?
I do, man. It's too. Have you read it?
No.
It's pretty fucking real, man. Like the Chris D'Elia stuff, I was like, I don't know. Let's wait and see what's going on. We got not enough
Poor
information.
women.
Seems like probably he's done some bad things, questionably legal, maybe. Brian Callen seems like he legitimately did some fucked up shit.
Damn.
At least once.
Damn.
And like and the other thing that freaked me out is like he immediately came out and was like, I have never done anything wrong ever. Like the first day. You know what I mean?
That's unfortunate.
And then did you watch his response to Chris D'Elia? He was like over the top crying and stuff. The whole thing is really just bothering me.
True.
I'm wondering
That's
where
fair.
Brennan Schaub sits with all of this though. I don't
want to
like the other dude, but yeah.
Yeah. Brendan Schaub's all right. I like just because I watched him on The Ultimate Fighter with Kimbo Slice, like I seen him from that point to now, I can respect even though there's a lot of haters. He's also kind of like just a Joe Rogan type, but a lot younger.
Not as funny.
I don't know. Yeah, definitely not as funny. I haven't seen any of his stand-up either, so I can't say that.
A lot of people say he's really good, like other comedians, but comedians I don't think are allowed to criticize each other.
No, they got to pump each other up. You're right. It's only fair.
Yeah.
But what were you saying before that though? About you got to watch the latest Tim Dillon podcast to the very end. To see what may be next for one of those pods. For Brian McCallen's pods. But yeah, I love watching Tim Dillon's podcast, so I don't want to spoil any of that stuff. He does play a few clips on there because I guess TBS Tournament of Laughs, he didn't get on to the next round. So he plays some funny ass clips, but he always has the funniest fucking clips. Like he's the new SNL, I think. Yeah. Now they're podcasting this. But yeah, enough about your favorite podcasters and them having sex with children and our respects for other podcasters.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can read more about that all you want. We won't speculate until stuff's done in court.
Let's just say hopefully justice is served.
Yeah, exactly. Hopefully justice is served. Hopefully both sides have equal representation, so that the judge can see through the bullshit and get to the facts, or the jury can.
Yeah. So, I got my opinions. You've kind of heard them a little bit. You can probably guess how I feel about these things, but
yeah, exactly.
We'll see. I want to wait and see how this plays out.
You maybe not be able to guess, but
Yeah.
I hope the person who did what they are saying or not saying gets proven correctly or incorrectly. And the facts show. As long as the facts show, well, I'll be happy. But I don't want to comment either way because those are my friends, you know. Potentially in a few years, if they get off the
Potentially, when I
charges.
become famous, they'll be
Yeah.
my favorite friends.
Or become molested by comedians.
Yeah, when I become famous enough to
side.
get molested.
By comedians, yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
I hear you can suck Joey Diaz's dick for stage time.
Yeah. Ryan Callen too. Probably anyone who's run the stage.
Whoa, yeah. Whoa.
It's probably just part of the job. They probably just
Yeah.
give it to you and they're like, okay, here's the deal, okay?
It's-
If you
They didn't get the joke. They just didn't get the joke and they actually went through with it and the whole thing was a bit. It was a bit that just continued and went wrong. Like that's all there is to it. Sometimes bits go too far, but you got to commit. Have you seen improv? Have you heard of improv?
Yeah, have you heard
Plus
him?
shout on a stage in front of a crowd.
Yeah.
And he's on he has his own Netflix show, Love, with fucking that Jillian Jacobs from Community.
Yeah, it's funny.
Blood
It's
ties.
called humor.
Yeah, it's comedy. It's a joke, people. They're both in on a joke. If you don't like the joke after it's done, doesn't mean
Yeah.
you can't.
You liked it
Doesn't mean you
during.
can't use the law to unconsent. When you signed up for improv, you consented. I'm kidding. I'm so sorry for anybody.
Yeah, this is dangerous
being
territory
molested
now.
during improv. That is not funny. I'm very sorry.
Yeah.
We might even have to cut that, but we'll probably not. We just won't put it in a clip. Will cannabis entrepreneurs switch to psychedelics? So what you've been waiting for, the Sunday news. This came out Saturday actually from Benzenga. And I'm worried if cannabis entrepreneurs switch to psychedelics.
So what do you mean by that? Like which
I don't trust a
entrepreneurs?
lot of these motherfuckers who did some pump and dump.
Yeah, you just mean like these same guys that took over the cannabis industry and ruined it? They're going to try and take over the mushroom industry and ruin it? Is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I think that's inevitable. I mean, I don't know how that doesn't happen unless like, I just don't know how it's not going to happen.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it kind of is very important for them to be a part of it because they know or knew how to get from medical to recreational.
Yeah, but
if they're not the guys who were there from zero to medical, I don't think they're the right guys because a lot of these guys are pump and dump schemes. And right now, psychedelics that aren't marijuana are 100% illegal. Like, there's no Oregon's trying to pass this thing in the state election. Maybe your city's decriminalized it, but that doesn't make it legal.
Yeah.
And
you know what scares me the most?
Yeah.
Is like I don't really trust these companies as much as people who are illegally doing this. Like I feel like it's dangerous to let these companies try and sell mushrooms because they're gonna kill some people. There's gonna be a couple lawsuits before.
Who knows what could happen? I mean? If depending on the experiments. I don't think it's deadly. But if they let people go wild,
if you grow it wrong,
true moldy, true.
It's mushrooms. That's the thing is like no one's stupid. Usually,
but
people
they're trying to do
them.
synthetics.
Usually, you eat them before you send them out. I don't think companies would do that. I think they'd be like, "This is borderline okay. Let's send it out."
Yeah, but that's why I think the only way they're going to legalize it is if they can synthesize it. But plenty of mail order mushrooms available. I don't want to tell you the names of the sites. I don't want to bait these guys out here because they might be loyal Instagram followers. That's how I came about a lot of these sites, actually. We're trying not to get the CIA to follow us, so sorry if we unfollow your accounts. You can yell at us all you want. Feel free to.
We're still going to unfollow
haters. You. Haters going to hate. You can unfollow us. There's a button right there. It's pretty easy.
Yeah. We didn't sign a contract. We were just trying to get your attention. Hope you like the show. If you don't, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, exactly. And no bad intentions. No harm, no foul.
I mean, we keep following people we like. You know, maybe you should just post better stuff. Like
exactly. Or post less stuff. That's
Or-
another reason you get unfollowed. Either post
Stop
consistent.
trying to get us to jump on your boring live streams. Like I'm not.
Yeah. Stop with the live videos, or else we'll unfollow quickly. Stop with the
Too-
spam. We unfollow that. Funny memes, which I have, is hard to come across. I keep following those ones, and then good quality content. Like we don't shy away from those. Like
Yeah, people talking about them drugs.
yeah, exactly. Check out our podcast. Check out ASAP Rockies. Check out Tim Dillon's. Check out Joe Rogan.
Check out maps.
Check out Maps. Yeah, check out Mapping the Mind. Those are the, check out Have a Good Trip Netflix. Even like those ones are all super cool shit that consistently post good stuff. It's not our fault they have a lot of followers already. Like we want to follow everybody, but we don't want all these fucking live video things and fucking spams, and we don't need more DMs about trying to buy your drugs. Like we can see you're selling drugs. You don't need to say none for sale and then DM
your
us.
Your bio already says DM you for drugs. Okay, you don't have to ask me. I
Exactly. We don't trust. Hey, all you drug fiends and cartel heads. We know you want to support the show, or maybe you don't, and you're just really into drugs. So if you're looking for Rap Drugs Pod and Bong Toke Productions merch, we got you covered. teespring.com/stores/rapdrugs. That's teespring.com/stores/rapdrugs. Hit that rewind a couple times till you get that down in your head, or just copy and paste it into your browser in the show notes below. If you're looking for hoodies, long sleeve and short sleeve tees, and tote bags, we got all kinds made from organic ring spun cotton and recycled polyester. So it feels good on your butt and it feels good in your head. You don't have to trip out thinking you did some slave labor to get those clothes from China, even though probably was also slave labor, but offset it a little bit with environmentally friendly stuff.
Well, I've heard from China recently that they've greatly increased the quality of their work environment.
Yeah. Foxconn
and we all
specifically. And yeah, we don't have any Patreon or shit like that. We're not trying to scam you out of $5 each month. You can go use that on Netflix or coffee. But we would love a donation. So everything we do is totally free. If you think it's worth even $1 or 50, just shoot that to the paypal.me/rapdrugs.pod, and you can sleep easy at night, knowing we're going to take a homeless man out for lunch, beers, or something cool. Whatever Todd feels like that day, the homeless man.
Probably smoking weed.
Yeah. Scammers. But yeah, the scammers are out in full force, like you're saying, Todd, with these psychedelic companies. If they're not focused on just getting from zero to medicinal, I'd be concerned. Although I do really want to support the recreational market. Like, I do believe should be like California, where if you have cluster headaches, you can go get mushrooms. If you are distracted, you can go get mushrooms. Like, you should need to check in with a doctor, just like any drug. I think even cannabis is kind of crazy that it's just gone totally recreational, because I've seen some people have some bad side effects.
Yeah.
I've never seen someone take alcohol and immediately have like schizophrenic type side effects, psychosis type side effects.
Yeah.
But maybe that's just me. I've seen it off marijuana at least once. So I've smoked with a lot of fucking people though.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the only thing I think. Like, as you get into more powerful drugs, you need to have more doctors involved. And
my favorite
entrepreneurs, executives.
My
like
favorite
Bruce
idea
Linton.
is these like rehabs they have, these doctor set up rehabs. I feel like that you should, with most of the rest of these drugs, you should almost just have safe places to go to do them, you know?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, Bruce Linton, who left Cannabis Growth Corp, he's now working on Mind Med and Red Light Holland. Bruce Linton. He's a director with Mind Med. He was the CEO of Cannabis Growth Corp formerly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and now he's also chairman with Red Light Holland, where Russell Peters works too.
Oh, this place.
Yep. And then in June 2020, Aurora Cannabis co-founder Terry Booth left the cannabis venture, and now he shifted towards psychedelics, investing in Red Light Holland, and also joined Psyched Wellness Corp's board. So Red Light Holland's a brand that focuses on truffles for recreational market in Amsterdam. I'd be really concerned about Terry Booth because I don't think Aurora Cannabis is all it was shaped up to be as far as the news that came out behind it all. Maybe I'm wrong, but you can look into it. Same with Afria. You can look into it. Some weird shady shit going on there.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
was
well, I've
going
been
on there.
out here on the East Coast, so I'm hearing more about other
Ones
companies.
out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, exactly. I know folks in Leamington where there's stuff going on. Todd's worked at some places.
Yeah, I can't mention signing contracts and stuff.
Yeah.
It's gonna stay off air.
Todd's worked at a lot of different LPs, so you can't
Yeah.
guess which one either.
Yeah.
And we won't say anything bad about any of those.
They force you not to tell anyone legally.
But yeah, I'm worried about these companies that aren't controlled by doctors and people that are involved with cannabis.
Here's the other thing though, is like, I feel like this is how the only way we're really gonna get to this place is when you have these big companies. It's like they're the only ones with the political push, you know?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Here, I got to go to the bathroom again. My
Yeah,
bad.
I know.
All right, back in action. Sorry about that, guys. Just lots of coffee and water, you know?
We got technical difficulties. Jason difficulties.
Yeah. But yeah.
Sprung a leak.
But yeah, there's definitely a lot more potential for these psychedelic drugs at this point. I guess people are overlooking the fact that cannabis is working so well. And if you watch our last episode, Stronger Than THC and CBD number 10, we're telling you about even new compounds like EPM 301 that are pretty interesting. And yeah, so both marijuana and psychedelics in general are going to be able to make a big impact. And I think the most important thing for both those things is not the recreational market, even though that would be fucking cool as hell. It's more of these medicines for like for cannabis. Like if you watch documentaries like children with cancer, people with like, I forget what it is, like cerebral palsy or MS, whichever one makes you like have like Parkinson's or whatever the hell it is. Like there's people that need cannabis to
epilepsy?
Feel normal. Epilepsy, I think, is one. Yeah. I don't know, man. There's one that makes you like shake and talk like and like stuff like that.
It's probably Parkinson's.
There's lots of things where cannabis is proven to be good. We need more research on lots more things.
Yeah, man.
Even Rick Simpson oil for cancer treatment, skin cancer treatment, but mainly for kids to just get by with like the nausea and cancer patients in general. But psychedelics is great for mental health. And that's something that's really important nowadays and always should have been, but kind of got
with proper use.
Yeah, with proper use.
Yeah, not the way we do it. The way we do it is just fun.
Yeah, exactly. Not the way we're talking about, exactly. But yeah, before we get into some crazy news on China, let's just cover everything else that was in the news recently. So the first one, a Daily Mail article that came out today. Will Jeff Epstein's secret ex, Shelley Ann Lewis, lift the lid on Prince Andrew's sex abuse claims?
So that's a heavy title.
Yeah. The British spiritual guru, Shelley, revealed as millionaire's girlfriend at the time of Virginia Roberts' allegation against the Duke of York, and she could now be approached by prosecutors.
So what's this with the Duke of York? That's
Prince Andrew.
Is that Prince Andrew? And how is she involved with him?
Just she's not exactly, but she was Jeff Epstein's girlfriend.
So they just think she has dirt on him.
Yeah, because she was the girlfriend for 3 years during 1999 to 2002.
So is that just before Ghislaine?
I think it was overlapping. If I'm not mistaken, Ghislaine Maxwell was part of the whole Maria Farmer story in 95, 96.
Okay.
So
So
It's
he
after
dated
the fact in UK. So she may or may not just be part of the
another mistress.
operation. Yeah,
Yeah.
just another mistress.
And then it sounds like she's almost running her own scam too. She's a spiritual guider.
Yeah,
You
well,
know?
guru. What she says
Guru.
is she runs a firm that hosts yoga retreats in the U.S., having previously owned companies that offering lifestyle guru courses to clients who wish to heal from their past. So yeah, definitely seems like
It's
it.
just like a new age scam.
Yeah. And yeah, last night, one of the lawyers said Miss Lewis may have information which which could aid victims who are seeking compensation from Epstein's estate. We could urge her to tell the FBI what she knows.
And then yeah.
Yeah.
Do they have reason to how did they find her? This is the first time hearing of her.
Well, it was in an email to Epstein in January 2015, released last week as part of a tranche of documents compiled in a defamation case brought by Miss Roberts. Maxwell, 58, wrote, I would appreciate if Shelley would come out and say she was your girlfriend. I think she was from 99 to 2002.
Wait, so Ghislaine emailed him and was like trying to get him to admit to her that they were dating?
Yes, because of
Ooh.
they were trying to do the defamation case against Virginia Guffreys Roberts.
I don't understand how that's related.
I don't know. I don't know
Like
either. But
if he admitted that, would that
some
change
sort
the
of
case?
Shelley and Lewis corroboration, or to say they weren't involved or prove they weren't involved. Maybe it is all lies and Prince Andrew's conning them into taking the heat.
That'd be intense.
That would be crazy. That's a big conspiracy alert.
Yeah.
Yeah, ignore that. YouTube, don't block us for me saying that. Or block us, whatever. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, we support the royal family and everything they do.
Yeah, exactly. Bilderberg, any Bilderberg group member would not lie to you. Trust all of them completely and fully. But yeah, flight logs appear to show that Miss Shelley Ann Lewis was a frequent passenger on Epstein's private jets, Lolita Express, and often traveling only with the U.S. financier, who apparently took his life last August while awaiting trial for child sex offenses. Our word, not our words. Daily Mail said apparently. We know he took his life. That's what the autopsy says and the intelligence agencies in the U.S. government. God bless.
That's what all the autopsies said.
Yeah, exactly. Same reason. Yeah, George Floyd also didn't die from someone leaning on the back of his neck. It was coronavirus and being fat. Rest in peace,
crack.
George Floyd, though. Rest in peace, George Floyd. Like,
yeah,
that's disrespect. You know that autopsy's fucking cooked up, just like Epstein's.
ridiculous. That was legitimate first-degree murder. That cop knew him.
It's crazy. Yeah, y'all thought Ghislaine Maxwell was going to be the murderer of the year. We'll see. She still could be, but it seems like George Floyd is at this point. Unfortunately, rest in peace, George Floyd. Hope his family gets paid well from that GoFundMe. But yeah, destinations with Miss Lewis included New York and Little St. James, dubbed as Pedo Island. These guys put pedo with an A. I think they don't know how pedophile spelled.
Is it British?
Yeah. There is
well, that's why they spell it different.
Even different than us? Or maybe I'm spelling it wrong and I'm just a dumb Canadian. But yeah, if you want to go deep, this
is it the full word? There's an A in pedophile.
Usually it's PEDO. Like look at Elon Musk's tweets. Pedo guy. PEDO. And then PHILE. I know because I have to tell all my neighbors. So like the deaf ones, I have to write it down. Like I'm a pedophile. I live within a certain distance of you. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm not. Don't hang out with Brian Callen or Crystalia. I've not been involved in any of those situations. But yeah.
Yet.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I don't want to go too deep on this Daily Mail article and take all the heat from them. It just basically goes back into the story. You can watch Jeff Epstein Filthy Rich on Netflix, or watch some of our previous pods on Epstein and Trump Chronicles, or our clips on the Ghislaine Maxwell stuff specifically, if you want to get caught up on that quickly. But in some other news, outside of that whole crazy scandal, let's go into this interesting news about the NS Nova Scotia mass shooter. He allegedly had guns, drugs, secret rooms, court documents say, and that he smuggled drugs from Maine for years, an associate told police.
See, that there, though, is just like, that was just some guy who said that. They haven't substantiated that at all. Yeah. It was just his friend who was like, yeah, he told me all the time that he sold boatloads of opiates.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah, some pretty crazy news, but yeah, this is what it says. In a subsequent interview with Halifax Regional Police, someone who knew Wortman for 9 years described him as a sexual predator who provided people in Portapique and nearby economy with drugs. That same person who had not seen Wortman for 8 months. So yeah, they're even questioning him in the CBC article. Claimed he had smuggled drugs from Maine for years, quotations, and kept a stockpile of guns, according to documents. Well, we know about the stockpile of guns.
Yeah,
so,
we know about
that's
the
like
guns.
this. That's like the seed of truth in the field of bullshit.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how this whole article felt to me.
But this is the person told the police the drugs included a bag of 10,000 Oxycontin and 50,000 Dilaudid pills he'd picked up in New Brunswick. Unless this person is also a criminal informant and or like the guy who Wortman was buying the drugs from, I don't believe this.
Yeah, no, he's just supposed to be like his friend.
Why would Wortman be telling anybody, like, unless they split or something, that he has 10,000 oxys and 15,000 Dilaudid pills?
Yeah.
Do you know how much money that is?
I know. And he just tells this guy, and this guy just happens to be like a nice enough guy to keep it a secret until he gets caught. And then he's like, I'll spill the beans.
Yeah, but the other thing is this also, like, this guy could just be the RCMP. That, like, it lines up perfectly with the undercover agent story. Like, he's like buying and distributing drugs for some sort of biker gang for the New Brunswick RCMP, supposedly. He got $475,000 cash through what was it? Through some branch of CIBC that is only for this type of thing. And then the craziest thing to me, anyways, was the whole just a former CSIS agent and like the Star coming out with like kind of slander pieces, counterintelligence type tweet threads, like, oh, this isn't true for this reason and that reason, like just more suspicious than even the whole story itself.
Yeah.
Like I was like, oh, a couple RCMP agents said that this part of the bank gives cash to people who are doing investigations. And I'm like, oh, that's really odd. But maybe we should look into that bank more. I didn't think like, oh yeah, for sure Wortman's an RCMP agent. I'm just like, yeah, these guys said he was a criminal informant or RCMP agent. Like, that's a given.
Yeah.
Like, but then they came out and said like, oh yeah, you don't know if that's true or not. And then the RCMP is like, we don't release any information on cases. So like, and we know about intelligence and counterintelligence. So yeah, it's just really crazy. But beyond that, the allegations hadn't been tested in court, like you said. The same witness described Wortman as controlling and paranoid and would talk about getting rid of bodies, burning, and chemicals, which is very crazy. Another witness also told investigators that Wortman had a history of domestic violence, said he had shown off a hidden compartment under a workbench in his garage where he stored a high-powered rifle. This sounds more legit. The same witness said there was a false wall in his shed in Dartmouth. A third person told police there's a secret room in the clinic in Dartmouth. The documents state Wortman worked as a denturist and lived above the clinic.
I think they found all these secret rooms.
Yeah, of course they did. But they have to write this stuff because the witnesses came about it. Because this stuff was released Monday.
Well, that's just to corroborate the first guy's fucking stuff.
Yeah. Well, some of that first guy's story remains redacted because clearly
it's bullshit.
He either or he knew too much about it, like
Or yeah,
about an
he also
intelligence operation
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
So like they can't let us know because it's gonna like make the operation exposed
Yeah,
for
they cut
like
out the
other
part
guys
where
who are out there doing intelligent stuff.
yeah, yeah.
What
Cut out
did
his
they cut
hand
out?
just like his handler was the head of the fucking Hells Angels or something like
Yeah, exactly.
he,
And yeah, among the new sections that were released, witness relayed there were 2 false walls in a bathroom, 2 others in a garage, and a storage room under a large deck in Portapeak. So yeah, all over the place it seems like. And then there was some 2 references to the shooter's uncle. Had an uncle who was a retired RCMP member, and this uncle gave parts of his uniform to
that
Gabriel.
also seemed like a suspicious story.
It seemed too
That's where he
convenient.
gets this. Yeah,
But at the same time, like maybe that was his connection into the RCMP and the criminal informant stuff. Or maybe that was his
yeah,
protection from the RCMP. But that $475,000 cash is hard to just pretend that's something that the bank will do for you.
yeah. The other thing is too is like where did that money go? They didn't really ever find out. They didn't find all this cash.
Yeah,
He
or maybe they
supposedly
did.
took it and spent it, gave it to somebody,
Yeah,
and
if they
then
did,
went
they
on.
haven't told us crap about it,
That's yeah.
which is crazy. But yeah, I wish I could find this story. I don't remember where it was or if I sent it to you one way or another, which way it was. But it's just so you can look it up probably.
What is this story about?
So yeah, beyond all this RCMP stuff and the obvious connection where this guy's crazy and clearly could be tied to intelligence or might not be. There was this former CSIS agent who now is like a consultant, I guess.
Okay.
So like she lives in Ottawa, consults on intelligence and like that kind of stuff, and was basically like saying like, oh, what about this? What about that? Like, here's an article from the Star that says the opposite of what that article said. Like maybe this is real and that's wrong. Like that kind of dumb circular speak.
Yeah.
Yeah, where is it here? Okay. This is it. Seems like some ex-CSIS person and current consultant is trying to say maybe this guy would do 75,000 to be on the run. But seems pretty odd he drove an RCMP car in circles all night rather than fleeing. That's what I thought. Like,
Yeah.
how long did he go on a rampage for?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not gonna glorify this person, so I don't want to give their name. But the Star article, they point out pandemic fears may have led NS gunmen to withdraw hundreds of thousands of dollars prior to massacre. RCMP say. So this person's tweeting this story, and RCMP is also saying this story, corroborating. So like it just seems to me like a whole. If you know propaganda at all, if you know social media intelligence, how Russia uses it, like why wouldn't Canada and US use it the same way to pump their own stuff forward? Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, for all we know, he had connections with like Canadians NSA division, you know, and he went and he looked up texts everyone that talked shit about him, you know, and those are just all the people that in his friend group that, you know, said he was an idiot behind his back.
Yeah.
And then he went house to house and shot them, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Some crazy stuff there.
We,
I
like,
wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't either. I remember when the NSA story first broke and they were finding that like it was like a serious problem at the agency that people would just like spy on their girlfriends and ex-girlfriends and shit. It's like they had a name for it at the NSA and stuff. Like
It's just like what you do.
yeah.
Snowden
Yeah.
fucking blew off the lid, bastard.
Yeah, that fucking Russian Chinese spy.
Yeah, what a sucker. But yeah, also in speaking of the Halifax police though, there was some other crazy news that popped up in my feed earlier last week. 33.8 million worth of drugs seized from a boat at Halifax Area Yacht Club. And 270 kilograms of suspected cocaine. So like 270 times 2.2, that's like 600 plus pounds.
It's only suspected though. Like, what if it's only a pound of cocaine and like the rest is baking
It's all
soda?
fake. It's all
Yeah.
fake. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
No,
But
they
yeah.
just hadn't cut it yet. They sent it all together.
True. Canada Border Service Agency officer seized 270 kilograms of drugs worth more than 33 million on a boat attempting to dock in Halifax. News release issued Wednesday. CBSA said the suspected cocaine was hidden inside the vessels. Sources identified the boat as the Interlude and said it happened at the Royal Nova Scotia Yacht Squadron. On July 17, CBSA became aware of a vessel originating in the Caribbean that had failed to report to the CBSA upon entry to Canada. So just report, and they won't be suspicious. This prompted
Yeah.
investigation. On the morning of Saturday, July 18, CBSA Halifax Marine Operations officers intercepted the vessel at a yacht club located in the Halifax area. The agency estimated the haul to be worth about $33.8 million. 2 people on the boat were arrested and turned over to the RCMP along with the seized suspected drugs. So they're still just suspected. They have to test them.
Yeah, what if it's like this? It's like that's all baking soda, right? That boat intentionally doesn't identify so that they go after it. Then the boat right behind it, who did identify, followed the rules, slipped in without notice, 10 pounds of cocaine on there.
Smart.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it definitely seems like it was a flex for CBSA too. CBSA officers are trained to investigate and intercept and examine vessels arriving into Canada to ensure the safety and security of our country. Charlotte Demers Dorion, acting regional director of the Canadian Border Service Agency, said in the release. Drug seizures of this size demonstrate that the Canadian Border Services Agency is committed to preventing illicit drugs from crossing our borders and protecting Canadian communities from the impact of drug smuggling.
Yeah. What about the impact of the police on
Yeah.
these communities?
Yeah, exactly. Those people worked hard for that money, turned it into drugs, and now they lost it. You guys just fucked up the economy.
They're trying to be successful entrepreneurs and businessmen, and you are going out of your way to ruin their livelihoods and put them in prison and turn them into slaves, modern day slaves. That's what's happening.
How long is that money going to just sit there? No one gets to use it.
Yeah,
and stimulate
it's just
the
in
economy.
Evidence. And all this cocaine sitting there in evidence.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, speaking of money and Canadian scandals, let's get into this We Charity thing. What do you know anything about it already, Todd? Like, I really know nothing on it.
Which one?
And like the whole We Charity Trudeau thing.
Never heard of it.
I thought, did you read the news on it?
I read the article. Did you not read the article?
I haven't even. Trudeau says he pushed back on We contract due to family ties, but didn't rescue.
It's just weird. So there's a charity. I didn't understand exactly what the problem was. The problem just seemed to be that he was personally dealing with it. Like he probably had access to the finances is probably the problem. And basically his argument is that he deeply cares about whatever the hell they're doing the charity for, kids or something that can't read. I don't know. Yeah. He didn't really clarify.
Kids
but he was just like
read right.
He cares a lot about it though, is what he said. So he cares so much about it that he couldn't not deal with this personally, be personally involved with the finances. True. And then so that the Congress would have, or is it Congress? No, it's the House of Commons. So the House of Commons would have more time to review his involvement with the charity, even though he knew it was wrong before he did it. So they'd have more time to review it. He postponed them voting on its being a problem. Wow. I'm not totally sure. He delayed the whole process though. Like they were supposed to review it and vote on like if he should step back, and he delayed it. And he tried to make it sound like it was it was a good thing. Yeah. And then he's like, in hindsight though, I should have just recused myself from the whole situation. Just like the biggest bullshit. But like he did the same thing with the Trudeau Foundation. I don't know if anybody remembers back, I don't know, a couple of years ago in his first term. He had the Trudeau Foundation, which was set up after his father.
Yeah.
And then it turned out that large amounts of money were donated from the Dutch, Chinese, various European countries. And everyone was like, what the fuck? And then the guy who was in charge of the charity, I listened to a CBC interview he did on the radio where he was like, pretty much like, I stepped down from the thing because I have no idea why this is so sketchy. And then when I asked the Trudeaus about it, they weren't very forthcoming. He was like, I felt like the fall guy for this, so I just fucking quit.
Wow.
It was like,
Wow. Yeah.
that was a few years ago. So I'm surprised anyone's surprised by this. And like, how come all you have to do is be professional and nice, and no one wants to impeach you or call you a criminal? Like,
Yeah.
Trump's an asshole.
He got away with his SNC lavalin thing scot-free, but like we're used to like criminal presidents. Like look at Paul Martin and John Grisham, both got in.
You mean prime ministers?
Liberal prime ministers are all.
Well, I don't really know a whole lot about our old prime ministers. I mean,
Yeah,
I just know they're boring as fuck.
Yeah, exactly. Conservatives
All they
could
did
be
was
shady too, but probably
Yeah.
different ways because they like are good for business.
how I've always felt is like the Conservative Party is like super pro American capitalism, and then like the Liberal Party is like pro European and Chinese fucking business, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
It's just
Makes
like
sense.
different outside interests.
Yeah, 100%. That's what it is. So yeah, the just to go over the CBC article, the end of it, our classic scroll through to get to the end for the clickbait. So like, this is the We Charity has been under public scrutiny since the controversy erupted with news headlines about board member resignations, allegations of staff mistreatment, and mass layoffs due to the financial squeeze caused by the pandemic. If he knew about some of these things and he allowed it to proceed, then he will be admitting that he played a role in this corruption. And if he didn't know, that means that nobody did due diligence on a $900 million program, Scheer said.
Yeah.
Either way, that's crazy. $1 billion program.
And then that's the other thing is he shouldn't even been involved with this. He should have already like stepped down from this being the prime minister.
Yeah.
That's the stupidest thing. It's like there's no question he was obviously doing something shady. Should have never been there in the first place.
Yeah.
I don't know why we let him do that. Like I remember Jimmy Carter sold his peanut farm.
Yeah.
And we let these guys just do whatever the hell they want. It's like, no, you shouldn't have any business with anything.
Yeah.
Don't give a fuck. You're in politics now.
You're not allowed, motherfucker.
Yeah. Sell that shit. I don't care if you were a businessman. You aren't anymore.
Yeah.
You write laws now.
It's over now. It's over now.
Yeah, it's over. You're not making any money.
Yeah, exactly. You made your money. Enjoy it.
And now spend it on the people, you
and
fucking douchebags.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. And yeah, there's a cool I didn't even watch this either, but I guess there's a video that's the timeline of Justin Trudeau's We Charity controversy from Global News. Post a link of that in our video for you guys. Or our show notes here. Let me just see so you guys can watch it there. It's 7 minutes long, so we're not going to play it on the pod because we are running a bit long on time. Already, there's just been so much news. And one other thing I guess we should have covered in the sports segment, but I kind of want to just cover it before we go deep on the whole new China news and everything. The sports coming back with NBA restart. MLB's going crazy with the whole different teams postponing games, canceling things. The Marlins and another team now too, both had to cancel games because so many people tested positive with COVID. But the NBA seemed to do it right. Nobody testing positive whatsoever so far. And with the restart, they've all been doing their thing for Black Lives Matter. They all are allowed to put names on the back of their jersey, change it up to phrases if they feel like, or leave it as names if they want to be like a capitalist pig. Jordan, conservatives buy shoes too. You know, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Get that paper. I don't blame anybody. Yeah, some people, conspiracy theorists, think the Black Lives Matter is just a Marxist socialist movement, but that's not the case. It's a civil rights movement that those people are also trying to infiltrate.
Yeah.
watch our video on Portland riots.
Yeah.
It's just a woke shit trying to tap into the civil rights stuff like they always do. Probably some counterintelligence type stuff actually to just discredit it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It's
I'm
all
all for.
CIA operations.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking BLM was a legit thing years ago, and now it's just the CIA. It's like the Black Panthers, man.
Yeah,
They were
exactly.
cool until they became CIA assets.
Yeah, exactly. These things become a threat, so they have to get infiltrated by the CIA, just like the New York Times, just like everything cool, just like SpaceX. When it gets too big, like the CIA
Yeah.
agents get people in there,
Yeah.
and that's how it gets influenced. Or
Yeah.
people
Like,
end up on the board that are part of the government or military, so that
yeah.
they can get those military government contracts. It's like these companies do it to themselves, not always on purpose, but out of desperation often to get those
Yeah.
billion-dollar government contracts.
Just to be the best.
Yeah.
Just the very best, like no one ever was, you know?
Yeah, to catch them is my cause. Yeah, that's also in the last episode. Trash catch him. You can catch that clip. Todd trashes me for being a shitty Pokemon trainer for my getup. But yeah, the NBA restart's been pretty cool to watch. I've watched quite a few games. Got to see LeBron put his nuts in some people's face, which is dope. Got to see the Raptors put their nuts in LeBron's face and beat the Lakers last night too. But yeah, reimagining how NBA fans and teams experience the game of basketball with Together mode in Microsoft Teams. Basically, during the whole NBA restart, it's been an advertisement for Microsoft Teams to like be part of the crowd. So they've got this virtual crowd where everyone's sitting in their seats behind the crowd, because it was really weird during the scrimmages. It was kind of like the UFC where it was empty. It's a little more loud and noisy than the UFC because you got the classic court squeaks and quite a few more people sitting courtside just for the team support.
Huh.
But yeah, with the digital crowd with Microsoft Teams there, it definitely seems like a cool ad. But they got me. I want to get into the Together mode. I want to figure out how to get on there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I saw one game. It was like a Michelob Ultra. I think you got to buy tickets through the Michelob Ultra courtside or something weird like that. So it's just an interesting.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Sounds like a scam.
Very. But yeah, starting July 30, the NBA will outfit each game court with 17-foot tall LED screens that wrap 3 sides of the arena. These stands will be populated with more than 300 cheering fans who will join the game in Together mode.
Yeah. Yeah, all these fans, you mean fucking worshipers of your fucking weird basketball gods?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So all you sports fans are just looking for a replacement for religion.
For the most part. Well, religion's kind of messed up, but so is so is everything else, let's be honest. But yeah,
I'm just an asshole.
Sports is just a marketing scheme. Religion's just
man.
a marketing scheme to get pedophilia into the masses.
Yeah, into the mainstream.
Yeah, exactly. They've been doing it forever, guys. Why do you think they wanted to separate church and state? Too much pedophilia. Now it's taken over the state already.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, should we get into the Ivanka Trump, or should we take a break for BTs, Todd? What do you think?
I don't know. BT's probably.
BT time. All right,
Yeah.
guys, we're getting into it. Yeah, happens. We're
You're gonna have to hear a word from our sponsor.
Yeah, we'll be back soon. Yeah, we'll be back soon with the Bong Tokes, or maybe it'll be a new episode to be continued. We'll see. We covered a lot of shit, and I think we passed an hour, and this next thing's we're gonna bust it wide open. So
yeah, we're gonna bust it so open that your fucking head is gonna explode. You can't even handle how open this fucking bust is gonna be.
I was thinking anus, but I don't know why. Unless your head's up your ass, because we're gonna blow your fucking mind. But yeah, thanks for listening, brothers. We'll catch you again soon. Might be a minute from now, and the episode continues. Might be a couple days from now, but Thanks again. Chat soon.
Peace out, fuckers.
Yo, thanks for listening to or watching Rap Drugs Pod, the research and psychedelics drug show.
That's what we're all about, research and psychedelics.
Yeah, a lot more research on intelligence agents than you might expect from a show about psychedelic drugs, but you got to know they're dishing out the LSD to people. Anyways, don't forget to subscribe. If you're on YouTube, hit the bell for notifications. Drop a comment down below. Give us a like. And if you're on Apple Podcasts, show some love with a 5-star review already.
We appreciate all you fucking drug fiends out there coming in every day, hitting that like.
Exactly. And don't forget to join the cartel. That's right. Follow us on IG at therapdrugspod. You can watch the show in parts a couple days later. Come out on IGTV right there on your phone. We're probably going to get banned, kicked off YouTube anyways. Maybe IGTV too. So yeah, make sure you're subscribed to the podcast as well. On whatever platform you listen to. Doesn't have to be Apple. We're on everything, boy. And yeah, we don't have any Patreon or shit like that. We're not trying to scam you out of $5 each month. You can go use that on Netflix or coffee. But we would love a donation. So everything we do is totally free. If you think it's worth even $1 or 50, just shoot that to the paypal.me/rapdrugs.pod, and you can sleep easy at night, knowing we're going to take a homeless man out for lunch, beers, or something cool. Whatever Todd feels like that day, the homeless man.
Probably smoking weed.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be 2 against 1. Whatever me and Todd vote, all this guy's gotta do it with us if he's want to participate.
Shout out to him.
Yeah, unless one of us agrees with him instead of the other guy, which is likely to happen if you watch the whole episode.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, if you're not into just giving us something for free, you don't think the content's that good, well, fuck you. You can buy our merch at Teespring, teespring.com/stores with an S, STORES/rap drugs. That's RAPDRUGS. Yeah, play that back a few times, hit that 15-second rewind. Teespring.com/stores/rap drugs if you want to support us and rep the show, prove you're a part of the cartel. But we don't recommend it unless you want the CIA following you around and shit like that.
Just kidding, they already are.
Yeah, exactly. If you're on Facebook and the IG, you're already getting followed.
They already know what you're gonna do today before you do.
Yeah, exactly. They got the thought police working. So last thing, we love all the DMs, emails, and texts we've been getting so far. So if you want to reach out, we'd love to hear your feedback and answer your questions. Don't try calling because we'll just send you straight to voicemail. And yeah, we're thinking of a cool new segment. So if you have any crazy trip stories you want to share, DM, email, text, and we'll set up a Zoom or just send us the full story and we'll do it anonymously. Or we'll share your name and we'll just do it for you. So whatever you're more comfortable with, we think it would be cool to get more trip stories in. We know people really liked Netflix Have a Good Trip, but we don't want to hear about Ben Stiller trying to get home when he was high on acid. Like, we're trying to hear more fucking crazy ad rock trips of people in the desert fucking getting picked up by the cartel that was really just a bunch of friendly dudes or whatever shit you're into.
Yeah.
So yeah, whatever happened to you when you were fucked up on drugs, we'd like to know. We'd like to set up a Zoom so the fans can hear all about the crazy shit, or just share your story and we can punch it up and share it too without changing any of the facts. Todd,